Please join me in a little celebration, as Famous People has just passed the 20,000 subscriber mark. Thank you to all my viewers for the continued support, and welcome to new subscribers. Let's have some fun with the Western genre.
They all look pretty good to me. The big and small ones, the short and deep. I love the ladies. Oh, how I wish they all were mine.
Yeah, they belong to me and Sandy here. Oh, be gentle. Easy now.
Gentle.
Gentle? Ask the marshal. He can tell you.
What are you figuring on asking from?
Oh, $50.
Interesting facts about famous people.
Western actors that started out in rodeo. Since rodeo began, both men and women have made a career out of it. For some, rodeo is a way of life, a good way of life. Some of our most famous Western movie stars started out in rodeo. Rodeo was a stepping stone to an acting career. Perhaps having roots in rodeo is one factor which made them so convincing when they became cowboys on the silver screen. If you enjoy this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Let's continue to celebrate the Western genre. Head 'em up, move 'em out. Let's get into it. Ben Johnson, 1918 to 1996, was a real cowboy, long before becoming a REEL cowboy. Raised on a ranch in Osage County, Oklahoma, his dad was also a rodeo hand. Young Ben rodeoed and worked as a cowboy until one day, in 1936, he was hired to take a string of horses from Oklahoma to Hollywood for a movie. He stayed on as a wrangler, then later became a stuntman. Soon he got bit parts in B-westerns, and eventually moved on to starring roles in major films and became a legend. Always one who had a yearning for rodeo. In 1953, he took most of the year off from filming and returned to the rodeo trail, and became a world champion team roper that year. His status as a world champion caused his rodeo roots to stand out publicly. Johnson was one but of many real cowboys who had rodeo roots. Will Rogers, 1879 to 1935, another Oklahomaman, got his start in show business as a trick roper and rider, after working as a cowboy on several ranches in different countries. Rogers landed a job with Texas Jack's Wild West Circus in 1902. He traveled the world performing as the Cherokee Kid. Within a few years, Rogers took his act to vaudeville. His career soon exploded, and he became known as one of the most beloved cowboys, humorists, actors, writers, and American icons of the 20th century.
Just put it on her finger there. That looks like it might have been your mother's, son.
Good.
All right.
HUD Gibson, 1892 to 1962, born in Nebraska, was another great rodeo cowboy turned actor. Moving to California at a young age, HUD became interested in rodeo and competed at both ends of the arena for many years. He rodeoed and worked in the film industry simultaneously. During the early 1900s, he won prestigious championships, including the all-around title at the Pendleton Roundup and the Steer Roping Championship at Calgary. After going away to World War I, HUD returned to Hollywood, where he became one of the most popular movie cowboys of the 1920s and early 30s. His fame was only second to that of Tom Mix during this time period.
Well, God burn me for a sheep herder if it ain't Brent. When did you get in? Hello, Panama.
Tom Mix, 1880 to 1940. Although born in Pennsylvania to a merchant father, also had a career in rodeo before moving to the film industry as a young man. Mix relocated to Oklahoma, where he soon landed a job with the Miller Brothers 101 Ranch Wild West show. He stood out as a trick rider and expert shot. He later went to Hollywood, where he got small parts, then bigger parts, and eventually became King of the Cowboys, long before Roy came along. Throughout his career, Mix must have retained an affection for rodeo. It has been said whenever contract negotiations came up with the studios, he always threatened to go back to work in the Wild West show if a satisfactory deal was not made. Later in life, he even opened his own circus, which was more of a Wild West show.
But you forget that I have evidence enough to hang you. Yeah, but you'll never get the chance.
Rex Allen, 1920 to 1999. Raised on a ranch near Willcox, Arizona, Allen began riding the rodeo circuit at a young age, always handy with his guitar and pen. He also performed as entertainment after many shows. While traveling the East Coast, he auditioned and landed a gig on vaudeville as a singer-songwriter. From there he became a popular cowboy singer and eventually a sought-after actor in Hollywood westerns. He became known as the Arizona Cowboy and enjoyed a long career. Slim Pickens, 1919 to 1983. Lily Burton Lindley Jr. was making a name for himself in the Western film industry, known to the world as Slim Pickens. Born and raised in California, Slim was an expert rider at an early age. After high school, he left home to work the rodeo circuit. He was told it would be Slim Pickens, not much money, in this line of work. He adopted it as his nickname. Slim worked primarily as a rodeo clown and enjoyed a long cowboy career before trying his hand at the movies. His timing was great. Westerns were enjoying their golden age at the time, and a true hand, with a great personality such as his, had no problems finding work, although never really a superstar. One cannot think of Western actors without including Slim in the mix.
Boots it is blue now, wind up a millionaire before I get through.
Gene Autry, 1907 to 1998, was not a rodeo hand growing up, but was raised a real cowboy. After becoming famous and wealthy, he purchased the World Championship Rodeo Company in about 1942 and got involved in rodeo in a big way. Autry's company was one of the major stock contractors in rodeo until he sold it in 1968. We could not even begin to mention all Autry's accomplishments as a cowboy here, but everyone knows he was one of the most well-known and popular cowboys from the 1900s.
I ride along and sing a tune. Cares of the past are behind. I know when night is gone that a new world's born at dawn.
There were many more rodeo cowboys who went to work in Hollywood making classic westerns. Yakima Canutt, Monty Montana, Ken Maynard, Art Accord, Sunset Carson, Wild Bill Elliott, and Jack Hoxsey, to name a few. Maybe this is why, when watching some westerns, you can look at some actors and think, the way he handles himself, I think he was a real cowboy before making western movies. Many wranglers, stuntmen and supporting actors in old and modern westerns were real cowboys before landing work in the movies. For some, a natural transition from rodeo to playing a cowboy on screen. Most said it paid better.
Interesting facts about famous people.
Please join me in a little celebration, as Famous People has just passed the 20,000 subscriber mark. Thank you to all my viewers for the continued support, and welcome to new subscribers. Let's have some fun with the Western genre.
They all look pretty good to me. The big and small ones, the short and deep. I love the ladies. Oh, how I wish they all